What's going on, guys? I'm Aaron from PhoneDog.com. We've covered quite a few Windows Phone 8 devices in the past couple of days. Well, I'm adding one more to the roster. It's time for another unboxing. This time around, the Nokia Lumia 822 on Verizon. You can see it in the shiny red box. It's available for $100 and it's packing a dual-core Snapdragon S4 CPU, a 4.3-inch display, an 8-megapixel camera, and Windows Phone 8 goodness with 4G LTE to boot. Is this the one you should get? Let's take a look in the unboxing. But first, special thanks to our friends at Best Buy Mobile for giving us devices like this for you, Star One Paul Bandit giveaway game, which we'll give to you for free on the site at PhoneDog.com. When you walk into Best Buy Mobile, you'll walk out working. They'll get your Lumia set up, your HTC 8X set up, whatever you get at Best Buy Mobile. They'll make sure you walk out the door with all your settings set up at Best Buy Mobile. Let's take a look. Is this the device to get? Should you go with Windows Phone 8 this holiday season? Let's go have a look in the unboxing. The Lumias have been making the rounds, and Verizon is no exception. This is the Nokia Lumia 822. Now, you look at this device and you're like, okay, it's the 822. How does it compare to kind of the flagship international devices, the 820 and the 920? Well, there's the 810 on T-Mobile, there's the 822 on Verizon, and the 820 is the international model number. So kind of the same device, save for a few design differences and some minor spec changes depending on which device you're looking at. Now, this comes out on the 15th, actually available now at VerizonWireless.com. Phone price is $99.99 with a 2-year agreement. And specs-wise, you're looking at very similar specs across the board as the other Lumia, 810, the 820, and other devices. You've got a 1.5 gigahertz dual-core Snapdragon S4 CPU, 16 gigabytes of memory here. Let's go ahead and take a look at the box here while we're looking. Lumia 822, lithium polymer battery, wall USB charger, data cable. Now, much like the other Lumia devices, this one is capable of wireless charging. So Nokia focused on that, and this one joins as one of the Lumia devices that can take advantage of that. You'll also notice that this is in a red box this time around with a Verizon logo and with a Microsoft logo. So a little bit of a different design scheme when it comes to the box. This is the white version, and you can see here kind of a different look and feel in comparison to the more boxy Lumia 810 on T-Mobile, and then kind of the boxy Lumia 820, which is the international version as well. So white here, typical button configuration, volume rocker, power button, and camera button all on the right side. Nothing on the left side. Let's take a look at what it looks like to start up and see that boot screen. While we're looking at that boot screen, let's see what comes in the box. Let's see. Looks like we've got some manuals here. Verizon, I want to open those. You kind of know what comes with this. Product safety and warranty information. Start guides. You've got a USB cable here. You've got an AC adapter module down here. And then you've got a 4G LTE SIM card right here. Now, like I said, this thing does support wireless charging, so you can take advantage of that with the accessory, which is not included. But if you do want to get it, you can get the wireless charging pillow. A couple of things. JBL power-up wireless charging speaker. More accessories will be available soon. But this has 4G LTE capabilities. Verizon has over 410 LTE markets, so you can take advantage of that in a market that supports it. It's got a 1,800 milliamp hour battery, so even with 4G LTE, it should run relatively well and get you through most of the day with connectivity before the device dies. So you've got an 8-megapixel camera as well, and then a front-facing camera with 720p HD video recording. So it's pretty decent all around, and it does have global ready capabilities out of the gate, so you can take advantage of that in over 220 countries across the world. So 3.5 millimeter headphone jack up top. You've got your buttons down the bottom, Verizon logo down here in the bottom center area. Back, home, and Bing down here. And of course, we covered Windows Phone 8 pretty extensively. There have been a few devices that have come out, namely the 8X, Lumia 810, Lumia 920. But just to, for sake of recapping here, you can kind of see what comes out of the gate with Verizon. You get the DataSense application. This is actually exclusive to Verizon and Windows Phone 8 right now. You can get more out of your data. So if you get the 8X or the Lumia 822 on Verizon, you can take advantage of this. Let's say yes. We're going to look at DataSense. We're going to say limit type one time. Actually, let's say monthly. And let's see here. Monthly reset data is on the 4th. And let's say our data limit is 5 gigabytes. And then, or 5, actually, I don't know when I did 5. I guess we'll do 5,000 megabytes when we reconfigure. But you can see here what individual apps are using. So People's using less than 1 megabyte. System is using 1 megabyte. So I've got 4 or 5 megabytes remaining. My limit will reset in 18 days. So you can kind of tweak this around and make it as you want it to be. So let's say 5 gigabytes, for example. And my billing cycle with Verizon, for whatever reason, resets on the 10th. And actually, you know what? We'll do this. I didn't see this. We'll go there and we'll do that. And bam, I've got a lot remaining. My limit will reset in 24 days, and I can kind of see what I'm using both on cellular and on Wi-Fi. So data sense out of the gate, and it'll help you with your data where you can use more. We talked about this when Windows Phone 8 was formally announced in San Francisco a couple of weeks ago. They talked about this. Like I said, it is an exclusive to Verizon. You also get My Verizon Mobile out of the gate. You can uninstall this stuff if you have, for whatever reason, don't want it. Uninstall Nokia City Lens, so all the Nokia value-added applications in the box as well. City Lens, Drive, Maps, Music. You've got Microsoft stuff here as well. Then you got Univision, Visual Voicemail, which is $2.99 per month, Wallet as well. And we'll begin here and take a look. Password for this is 2656. This is a demo phone, by the way. But we'll take a look here at Visual Voicemail. I want to see, we'll sync it up, and apparently that password is invalid, so I don't want to take too much time on it. But you can see the customization choices here, and I can come into settings and change the color. Verizon Red. Let's change it over to something a little bit less bold, maybe steel, for example. And you can see the colors change here. And again, it's going to be a love-hate thing with the design because this may be a little bit too curvy for some. For those people that don't like Samsung devices or don't like kind of that plastic look and feel, the curved edges, they like something a little bit more industrial and a little bit more brash. Perhaps the Lumia 810 is the device for you. If you're okay with the curves, the Lumia 822 right here could be a decent device for you. And so, of course, you've got your battery door here. This can pull off to access your 1800 milliamp hour battery, your micro SD card slot. And like I said, this does support wireless charging if you have the accessories that support it. So 8 megapixel camera. And let's take a look really quickly and get some of these fingerprints off. And take a look really quickly at both some of the customization things like I've talked about in previous videos. You can customize the size of these around if you see fit. You can do stuff like this and arrange them just like that. And you can customize them around, really make this device your own. So that's something that's really nice about Windows Phone 8. But the Lumia takes it to the next level with some value-added applications. City Lens is great, Drive is great, Maps and Music out of the gate. So you've got kind of a streaming music solution here on the Lumia 822, and of course the Microsoft thing. So from a value-added proposition, both Windows Phone 8 and to a greater extent the Lumia series do a great job. Let's take a look at messaging though and see at the take a look at the keyboard just to give you an idea of what it looks like. Kind of same old here with Windows Phone 8 keyboard. Portrait landscape transitions nice and fast. And let's take a quick look before we sign off at Verizon's 4G LTE speeds. Again, available in 410 markets. Continues to be fast. Verizon promises a download speed of 5 to 12 megabits per second and an upload speed of 2 to 5 megabits per second. You can see it's running relatively quickly here. And again, transition effects, nice and fast. And of course your pinch to zoom, very responsive all around. So here's phonedog.com, and of course you have your browser settings in the bottom, tabs, recent favorites, add to favorites, all the goodies, along with a back button, a refresh button, and a URL bar, all right there. Keep it locked on phonedog.com for more on the Nokia Lumia 822 on Verizon Wireless. It's a hot device. It's nice to see Windows Phone 8 finally available in retail stores. That said, there are a ton of devices coming out this holiday season. It's competing with a lot of devices in that same $100 price point, both on Verizon and on other carriers. So you've got like this, the Xperia TL, you've got the HTC One VX coming out, you've got a ton of different choices. Galaxy S3 is a great one, Note 2 is a great one, iPhone 5 is a great one, HTC 8X is a great one. You got a lot of different choices here. And so it's going to be hard for people to decide, should I spend that extra $100? Should I get something a little bit better because I'm using it for 2 years? Should I go with something like this because it's cheaper? We'll try to decipher more of that in the full review and kind of see what makes this device a device to consider. We'll take a look at it in the full review. Keep it locked on the site for continuing coverage. Follow me on Twitter, phonedog_Aaron, Facebook, facebook.com/phonedogab. Let me know what you think of not only Windows Phone 8, but the different variations of this device, the Lumia 810, the Lumia 820, the Lumia 822. Do they have any chance of competing with Android, or do you think Windows Phone 8, tried and true, kind of a third wheel when it comes to the operating system battles, but never really going to go beyond that? Let me know what you think at phonedog_Aaron, and be sure to enter our greatest tech giveaway ever too at facebook.com/phonedog. Thanks for watching. More to come on the 822 on the site at phonedog.com. I'll see you next time.